Welcome back to Vanguard Motor Sales. I'm Greg and I'm standing in front of a gorgeous 1941 Ford pickup truck. She's got a freshly rebuilt 302 under the hood, beautiful interior, and you're gonna love checking this one out. So go to our website at vanguardmotorsales.com. We'll put it on the lift so you can check out the underside. We're gonna get under the hood and check out that 302. We'll take a look at the interior. We'll show you everything you wanna see so you can make a great decision on your investment. So come on up and we'll fire it up. Check the beautiful truck out. The grille looks like it's brand new. The headlight bezels look great. This is almost like a pewter silver color. There's some metallic in it, and boy, it was put on by a professional because it's laid on there nice and slick. The body work is phenomenal. We got Foose wheels on this car. Actually, it's a truck. We got beautiful door lips here. All the hardware looks good. Trucks, you got to shut the door. We got steel fenders all the way around. Look at the wood bed inside here. This is all oak bed in here, along with looks like polished stainless steel rungs, and the body work on the bed side straight as can be. Look at the back side of that cab. Man, it's sharp. Check out this door. Beautiful. And at Vanguard Motor Sales, we are not a consignment dealer. That means we spent the time to check this truck out before we bought it. When we got it back here to the shop, we inspected it so we can answer all your questions when you call Tom at 248-974-9513. Now let's take a look at the interior. Check out that door panel. Beautiful job here. Handles look like they're new. Great looking steering column. Great looking paint on the dash. Great looking aftermarket gauges. The seat is fantastic. We've got a nice surround there around the back window and the headliner. Sun visors, all the chrome around the front window looks good. Lokar shifter, truck's ready to go. All right, now that you've had a quick look at the car, if you want to go straight to our website and check out about 180 other cars, hit the top button. If you'd like to watch an About Us video, hit the middle button. If you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bottom button. Now let's get back out there and check out that car. Let's take our 41 Ford pickup truck for a ride. It's exactly what you want right here. 41 Ford with a Ford motor under the hood. It's got a 302, fresh motor, fresh rebuild on this dude. Man, she is sweet. Driving awesome. It's got an exhaust system on it that just sings. Sounds fantastic. Steering nice, brakes feel good. Now at Vanguard Motor Sales, we are shipping experts. We can ship this Ford pickup truck anywhere in the world. You just give us a call at 248-974-9513. Now Tom answers his phone 7 days a week and practically 24 hours a day. Now down here on the dash, we got all the gauges you need, the speedo, the tach, looks like oil pressure over here, water temp, and a voltage gauge. Nice paint on the dash also. Our shop's right outside the Motor City. We're only about 20 minutes from the airport. So if you'd like to come in and take a look at this truck, or if you'd like to send an inspector out, please send them on out. Let us know either you're coming, an inspector's coming. If you need to fly in, Give us a call if you need a ride. We can run up to the airport and pick you up. Like I said, only 20 minutes from the airport, so it's a real quick ride. Also, if you see anything on the truck that you'd like a little bit different, we do have mechanics on staff. Just give Tom a call, tell him what you're thinking, and hopefully we can get you a price. We can get this thing parked in your driveway. Real sweet truck, just driving as smooth as can be. The exhaust system's just singing. Sounds like a real hot rod pickup truck right here. She drives nice and smooth too. I live about 50 miles from here and I wouldn't be afraid to hop in this baby and drive it back and forth to work every day. And if you're a big guy, I got plenty of room. I must have a foot above my head and I got at least 10 inches of belly room here too. And I'm 6 foot tall and weigh 250. So here's our shop right here. We're at 15100 Keel Street in Plymouth, Michigan. You got to stick around now because we're going to put it up on the lift so you can check out the underside. Then we'll get underneath the hood and take a look at that brand new rebuilt 302.
All right, guys, we're underneath our 1941 street rod pickup truck now. This is a Ford pickup truck. Starting from the back here, you can see that the frame on the thing is actually a combination of old and new on this thing. They have a lot of components. As we start to move through it, we're going to see that they reinforced a lot of things, and when they needed to take things out to modify the drivetrain of the truck, you can see that they added pieces in, and it very, very cool what they did to it. So let's get moving forward here. We can see that we got a new, I should say, aftermarket gas tank in the thing. It is located, in a safe spot behind the I guess not behind the seat like the stock ones were on these things. You can see we got leaf springs here, brand new shocks. We do have rear disc brakes on this thing. All the lines look like they're in good shape. We got lowering blocks on this thing to get the stance right on it. Moving forward, you can see here we have a Ford 8-inch rear end. This is the 9 inches little brother here. This thing is a 1964 vintage, and I believe it's probably out of a Falcon or something of that nature. The ratio in it's right around a 3:0 to 1 gear ratio, and this coupled with the AOD automatic transmission, which is an overdrive unit, this thing cruises on the freeway pretty well as far as your RPMs go. So you can get some pretty decent gas mileage, not overtax the motor. Everyone stays happy. Flex line looks like it's in good shape. Obviously, it had been replaced, but the truck was built not too long ago, so it does not surprise me. The underside of the bed looks like it's in really nice shape, and here is where you're getting into some of the frame modifications that they did to this thing. You can see here, stock on these things, they had like an X that was in the frame. Well, in order to fit the AOD transmission and the modern driveline on this thing in this truck, what they did is they took the X out of it, but reinforced it with these big burly frame reinforcements here, and they welded them into, I guess, what would be the rest of the X that was still left over from when they made the cut. Very, very cool. Everything looks to be fairly structurally solid on the thing. I don't see a problem with it, and I have no complaints, and I really hate when people start making modifications, but this actually has my seal of approval. It looks like it was fairly well thought out. Moving forward, you can see we do have some glass packs here on this thing, and that is why the truck sounds as radical as it does. Very, very old school kind of cherry bombing sort of sound, and I love it, and it fits the truck well. Here we got a trans cooler for the AOD transmission. The transmission is a 1983 year transmission on the thing. Like I said, it is an overdrive unit, so this thing is very freeway friendly, unlike most vintage cars where you have the final gear would be like a 1-to-1. So that's added bonuses. Moving forward here, all of the brake lines still look like they're in really good shape. Obviously redone when the truck was redone. Moving forward, we got a ground strap back here. Move to the front here. We got rack and pinion steering on this thing, what looks like a Mustang II style tubular front end on it. Coilovers here, coilover shocks here. New shocks on the thing, it looks like. Probably redone when the truck was built. Flex lines look like they're in good shape. Disc brakes on the front. Everything looks like it's tight and right on this thing. And like if I didn't say it before, we do have power brakes on this thing. Wicks filter, that means they cared. Big old burly balancer on it, I like to see that. That means high quality parts were put into the things that actually matter on these, which is a big thing for me. And I can see we do have an aluminum radiator here, and looks like a serpentine style belt on it too, which is good. I guess let's take a look at wheels and tires. All right, guys, as far as wheels and tires go, we've got a set of Foose 5-spoke rims here. You see these on a lot of street rides, and there's a reason they look good. 215, 50, R17 is the size on it, which means it's on a 17-inch rim. And you can see that we got our disc brakes poking through right there. Let's go check out the rear. All right, on the back, we've got the same good-looking rim, 17-inch rim on the thing. The size for this is a 235/55 R17, and the tire is a Cooper Xeon, just like the front. Let's go take a look at the small block Ford under the hood. All right, guys, this is where the magic happens, right here. This is a Ford 302 small block. It's an F1 SE casting number, which tells me that this is a roller block and the second generation of the roller block, as opposed to the E70E blocks that they use. So this is the more modern of the two, and one of the last casting numbers that Ford used for these things. So you know that they got all the bugs worked out in the later variations of this engine. Looks to be a very, very fresh engine in the thing. You can see that we do have a Edelbrock Performer 289 dual plane intake on the thing. I had one of these on my cars. They run great, nice and streetable. And on top of that, we have an Edelbrock 500 CFM carburetor. It's a 4-barrel. Essentially, it's just a Carter AFB is all it is. Good looking valve covers on it. We do have the Performance HEI style distributor on this thing, which means the coil is actually up here and you don't have any excess wires hanging around. One thing I would like to point out, under the car, I pointed to the power steering rack and I said it had power brakes. I wasn't lying, it does have power brakes, but I actually meant power steering, which it does have as well. So after that little correction, I'd like to point out that the power steering pump is right here. It is a more modern style power steering pump in the thing. We do have a V-belt that runs that, but it's like kind of like a dual setup. So we have a V-belt for your power steering pump, but we do have the serpentine belt that runs your alternator here. And if I'm not mistaken, it is indeed a GM one-wire alternator, another modern amenity that is just more trouble-free. The aluminum radiator that I had mentioned is right here. We do have a fan on this thing, an electric fan on this thing to help with your cooling. We got a horn over here on this side, which you won't be able to see. Very nicely bent brake lines on this thing, so very, very professionally done. I always like to see nice and tight plumbing on cars, because to me that just means that a level of quality that's a little bit above just, you know, the bend it over your knee tactic that a lot of people like to use. From here I can see that a lot of the wiring looks very, very fresh in this thing. So of course they rewired the entire truck as opposed to just, you know, trying to cut into the existing 100-year-old wiring harness, which is all things that I like to see on it. Outside of that, I see that the paint is in really nice shape. Of course, they took the thing apart to paint it. The frame and the inner fenders are two different colors, which means everything was, you know, completely and totally ripped apart. And the inner fenders and the firewall are body matched color, along with the master cylinder as well. Got an air hose going over there. Outside of that, underside of the hood looks beautiful. I mean, everything else, I don't see any leaks under here. Very, very nice job on this truck. So if you'd like to have this little truck parked in your driveway, make sure to call Tom with the number below and let Vanguard Motor Sales park your dreams in your driveway.
All right, we've made it really easy for you. Click on any one of these 5 pictures here and it'll take you right to whatever you're interested in. We're going to give you about 30 seconds here to click these pictures. If you need more time, just go back in the video and click that picture.